I looked up on Tennis One app how to do the betting. I signed up, and I got a few bets going right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to get into. It's kind of confusing, like the contests are kind of confusing, but right now, let's see if I can pop up my bets. Yeah, so here are my bets. So I created a contest that anyone can accept in the world. So someone has to accept it for me to like win money, but I did $15. Taylor Fritz to win more points or to have more points than his opponent. That Morozin is just the guy who he's playing. So I think that's a no-brainer. Might as well choose it. We'll see if anyone accepts it. I feel like there might be some idiots out there who would accept that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get those people that are like, sports betting is the new silly bands in the sense it's a fad. And you get these people that don't know shit about tennis. But maybe they know that like, American men's tennis has, sucked since Roddick. And they're like, oh, Fritz, he's American. Easy out. And they take up your offer and you kick him to the curb.
And then I got
Fritz currently down a break in the first set, however.
Ooh, man, this one, yeah. It wasn't accepted, so because it already started.
It has started, yeah.
So I must have put it out there and then no one accepted it. So
so you already, yeah.
He's down a break.
He is down a break 3-1.
I'm glad no one accepted the bet. Let's go. I got Krejcikova has more aces than Coco Gauff.
Oh.
Starts in 26 minutes. Ooh, we might have some live action. And then I got Coco Gauff has more points than Alicia Parks, but that might not be accepted. So you can just pick random people to play against random people, like Zverev versus Medvedev or Alcaraz versus whoever.
Oh, so they don't have to be playing each other. It's just on a given night.
Yep, you can do whatever. You can face the people together as well, but someone has to accept it. So we could hypothetically play against each other.
And whatever contest you put out, if somebody accepts it, they're taking the opposite bet.
Yes.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. And there's not as much, I think a lot of bettors call it juice. There's not as much like middleman money for this one. Like, a house doesn't get as much. So you're essentially like betting $5 for $5.
Right.
But yeah, I got a little bit of money in the air right now. We'll see if anything happens with it.
We should just say really nice things about the Tennis One app because breaking news for our thousands of followers, there may be some talks in place. Yeah, it's a great app, great people. Christian's team over at Bleacher, good folks.
Well, and I'm a degenerate at heart. I love tennis betting through and through. Self-developed tennis bettor for this show. Learned how to tennis bet for this, and started habitually doing it for a while. And so one thing that I've been thinking about doing is last year did tennis betting for like 4 months. Was in the positive, like solid, and then I don't know, just stopped, just didn't watch as much tennis. So I kind of want to track my bets this year, see if I can
progression.
Yeah, see if I'll save it on an Excel spreadsheet and see if I can be in the positive. But maybe I'll do it with the Tennis One stuff.
Do you have any action against Rune last night?
No.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Come on, put your money where your mouth is.
My money is over a 20-year span. So
can I just say,
that's shocking. There's no way he doesn't win one major.
So I don't believe that Rune will ever win a major. So in our group chat, every time that Rune loses in a Grand Slam, I say that his opportunities have fallen by 1. And I'm giving him till 40 years old, which is very, very
generous.
Generous, very generous. So 76.
Who's the last men's player to like perform at 40?
How old? Connor's retired at like 37, right? He was like one of the only like older era players that played like that late in his career. And then Fed was like paving the road for future players. And now Djokovic has already like outpaced Fed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how old was Fed?
Okay. Fed won his last major when he was 37, retired when he was like 39, I think, or 40, right?
He must have been 40 then.
I think he just turned 40.
Yeah. But I mean, his last 2 years were kind of not really playing.
Depending on how we, what we classify as perform.
Really, yeah. I mean, not really. He's just hurt the whole time. So, yeah. I want to see him play on like the senior tour. It'd be wild. See him playing like Pete Sampras or Agassi. It'd be fun.
No one watches the senior tour though.
You shut the hell up. I watched that habitually as a kid.
Yeah, it used to be on FSN all the time. Now I don't even know where you watch it.
Yeah, FSN.
Who sponsors it now? It was.
You as a tennis fan would not want to go to one of those?
No, I don't want to see a rusted up Pete Sampras hitting 110 serves.
Here's a question. I came across a clip of McEnroe hitting with supposedly a college player, and the caption was like, "This college player's a 11.5 UTR. What do you think the score was with McEnroe?" And supposedly, you guys tell me if you think this is true or not. Supposedly, McEnroe just wiped the floor with him at age 60.
I believe it.
I believe it too, for sure.
I don't know.
Dude, 12 UTR is pretty darn high, but like how McEnroe plays, he's going to serve and volley. That could just throw off some kid who just doesn't see that, you know?
Yeah.
Let's compare it to like people we know. So like, I don't know. You got like, we watched Nick Beattie. Wasn't Nick Beattie like a 14 UTR, something like that, or 13 UTR?
Yeah. High 12s, low 13s. Yeah.
So 13, and we know Davis. Davis is really good, but like not a god. Davis would get wrecked by Nick Beattie. Like, I don't know. Like, so I guess to make a more direct comparison, like Davis, our friend, versus John McEnroe, even 20 years post-retirement, I would bet McEnroe would wipe him. And Davis is what, like, he was like an 11, right?
Yeah, at least I feel like.
I don't know about that. I think Davis would win.
I just, with McEnroe in specific, like, and this obviously is one of the greatest players of all time. But if there's any player whose game doesn't transcend a generation, it's that guy. Like, it looks like he's in just great pain when he strikes a tennis ball. Like he's gotten, like he had a couple Chipotle burritos and there's something, potentially about to spew out. Like, that's how he looks when he walks around the court. And I don't know. I just think that his game is not built for the modern day. And like, okay, if that is the case that he kicked this kid's ass, like, I'm wrong. But like, I don't know. Some folks might say that players are bigger, stronger, faster today, hit with more spin, more technology, which he has access to that technology. But I just don't see it,
Yeah, I don't know. I think he could do it. I think him and Connors and Borg, their games don't look good.
Modern.
Like their strokes don't look the way that we consider like pretty now. But I mean, clearly they could hit, and if you give them a modern racket and let them get comfortable, I don't know. I think for me, when somebody stops playing on tour, I just imagine that they never play again, and so they're totally done. But if you play a lot, which I know McEnroe does, you got to keep at least some portion of your original level, right?
Yeah, that's a fair point. And my mind goes to who are we going to be saying that about, 30 years from now, whose game isn't going to translate? And even, I guess you could count like the last 10 years, like Agassi, for example. He's somebody that, like, there's videos that, obviously there's a video of him hitting with Mohamed. And there was another one that's been going around as of recent. And again, his strokes don't look like the modern day sexy. Very, very flat, obviously. So I'm curious,
Yeah.
But I'll say this.
Curious
Let's
about
see him in
what?
action.
Wait, curious? What?
I'm just curious to see, like, 40 years from now, when, what is going to be defined as like what looks like a sexy stroke compared to what we look at today. But
can you get more Western than Western on the grips? Are people just gonna start like whipping their arms around like that? Crazy spin.
I feel like that's like Berrettini, and then he can't sustain it.
Pretender.
Nothing makes me dump a load like a good Western grip. Like, I always, as a child too, I may have not been the best player, but I always sat on my little high horse knowing that I hit with a Western grip. I'll just say that, and then you had kids like Eric Porter with the semi-Western. I was like, that's what everybody's using. I mean, maybe everybody uses it because it works, but I felt pretty good about myself.
Just the names of grips are just like, they're just fascinating to me. Just like the Continental, like,
yeah, cardinal directions.
Yeah, Continental.
You guys ever strapped on a Wilson Pro overgrip to a wooden racket and started bombing Westerns?
Well, actually, I want to show you something. You guys can keep talking. I'm gonna go get my prop.
Hey, I want to. When David's gone, I want to hear what you guys think about this. Let's see here.
I swear to God, if he comes back with no clothes and a cone again, or whatever it was, or his trombone.
Oh, hello. Nice.
Hopefully this doesn't get copyrighted.
That's a strike.
That's some pin action.
He literally chucked this so hard. Yeah.
Was that this morning? Did he win or lose?
He won.
Okay.
In 5 sets. So
I was gonna say, I saw he was down 2-1.
Yeah. Medvedev just has that dog in him. He's so good. Like, that's what that takes. You know what I mean? Like being down a couple sets and in a major, and you're like coming back, being able to do that. You have to be able to do that. Like, I don't think like Tiafoe or like Taylor Fritz, like, I don't know if those guys come back in those situations.
Yeah, he was down 2-0, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's only like a handful of guys that like do that consistently. Not even a handful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching Joe, oh God.
I heard that you wanted my pants off, Carter, and I can't. I'm not in that mood tonight, but I was just on that topic. Old Pete Sampras stick right here. Yesterday, as I prepare to move, I've got a Yonex Super Grab laying around, so I'm like, let's put this on. Look at that. Look at those ridges.
Perfection.
Yeah, that does look nice.
That's it. I just wanted to,
why do you have one of those?
Hey, David, why is that brown?
Why is it brown?
Yeah, why is that? Why is that white? What, David? David. Oh,
I'm sorry. I tried to chase tail as much as the guy next to me, but not a lot of fish in the water lately, so you got to find different ways to, it actually kind of works as pine tar, a little. Don't want to pull a Noah Johnson for our viewers who know who that is and throw your Aki,
Do you think any tennis player uses pine tar?
No, they use rosin.
Rosin?
Yeah. Like, I can recall there was this kid, Eric, maybe you remember this name. remember Floyd Penners?
No.
Oh, I think he was a lefty. A lot of money in the family based on his wardrobe, but
Fucking Floyd Penners, what a name.
yeah, I mean, you're not gonna find a middle class bloke named Floyd Penners. But yeah, he'd be tossing around the rosin bag at the Lifetime, and it'd be like, wow, what is that, Dad? And he'd say, son, you have an overgrip on, you're fine. But to that point, I find it so fascinating that there are so many, like, and I'm going to use the word high level as in, like, if you play college tennis. There are so many high level college tennis players that don't know how to put a fucking overgrip on. It's unbelievable. Some maybe who are a member of our show who aren't here tonight.
Yeah, bro. I remember Isaac during your senior year. Your like classmates would always ask me to do their overgrips for them. I remember before every meet, I was doing like 3 or 4 overgrips. Bro, just wrap it.
It's not hard.
Our guy David Schneck put 2 of those Solinko like maximum tack overgrips on top of each other, and that's what he liked to play with. And that thing, you could just glue your hand to that thing; it was not going anywhere.
That's right. And he used a Solinko stick too.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that was Fuchko that introduced everybody to Solinko, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because didn't he get a cut out of it? Isn't that what he was doing? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. He had like a deal where he sells a couple bags and rackets. He gets a cut out of it.
I don't know. I think a lot of college programs have things like that where they have like, it's like a content creator where like you use your code or whatever. If you're
you get a discount, but
you get a discount for a racket, and then that person probably gets a kickback of some sort.
Isaac, before our freshman year, didn't you guys go like fucking like 0-17? It's probably because half the team's using Solinko tennis rackets.
Yeah. We went 0. I think it was like 13 or 14, maybe it was 17. I'm not.
What's the message in the locker room there? Like,
it was so bad. It was so bad. It was a fun team, so it was good enough. But if you lose every single time, like that's tough.
Like, but also I don't want to say it's on the coach, because in tennis, that like, you could be the most brilliant tennis mind in the world, but similar to high school tennis, it's like the work is done in the off season. But if you're a coach and you've got that squad coming into the season, schedule a couple of shitty teams non-conference just for the morale.
Yeah, I agree. Let's
do this. What's your Mount Rushmore? Let's say that you're coaching a MIAC squad, and the boys are not good. Like, it's you're not going to win any conference matches. What's the Mount Rushmore of non-conference schools that you schedule just to get some morale wins for the team? There's 4 heads, so 4 teams.
A nice quick drive up to Morris for the W.
You say Morris has got to be on there. Brown's got to be on there.
Yep.
Martin Luther's got to be on there.
You can show up to Morris and literally have your head not in the game, and you will still prevail.
That was because we played Morris. That was our sophomore year, your senior year, I want to say. And I remember, that was our last match of the year, right?
I think it was Isaac's junior, our freshman.
Oh, yeah, your junior. Yeah, it was Jesse Schneeberger's senior year. That's right.
Yep.
So do you think, like, us playing a team like Morris, do you think that's equivalent to, like, UND playing us? Like, we're gonna go freaking play Concordia.
Who the fuck is Concordia? Yeah.
Like, I like those questions. Like, did Morris have a better chance of beating us than we have at beating? Like,
no, I would say
who's closer to who?
Yeah.
Is Morris closer to us, or
we're closer
are we closer
to them,
to,
for sure.
to Nick Beattie?
Like,
Well,
that's the thing. It's like we were not tennis gods by any means, but we had the cognitive and physical abilities to construct a point, to get into a rally, to serve with a continental grip. Well, most of us. And that makes some competitive points, at least for the, the 10s and 20s of people watching us. Like, you play some of these schools, like, as we know, we played Crown College, and their football team, like, their offensive line was their tennis team, because their head coach was, I think, like, he must have been the O-line's coach. He was like, boys, off-season workout, you're playing tennis. Like, and like they could not, like, it was so bad.
Man, do you think Big Mike kind of unleashed some of his antics in that tennis locker room too?
Oh man, I mean, if that was the case, I think they'd put a better showing out against us. But man, it's like, I'm a firm believer that if somebody wants to continue to play a sport that they love, like, I'm all for opportunities to do that. But also maybe at the expense of, like, we can sit here and laugh at how bad that truly was. Like, thankfully, like, did we play Carleton that same weekend? Is that why we were down there?
Yes, both at Lifetime.
Yeah, but it's, some of these programs, what a blessing it is for the lower tier of the MIAC to have the UMAC conference in the same region.
I mean,
Like,
Big Mike, that's one way to put a fire underneath your ass, especially if he had the.
Jesus.
I feel like to the viewer, you have to explain who Big Mike is. I mean,
so
yeah,
who would like to? I mean, I certainly can, as the man who shook hands with him.
You were his opponent.
Yeah,
I was. And this was.
Please do not say his full name.
No, I won't. I don't actually remember his last name. But I want to paint the canvas the right way. Some context. Yeah, I just come off of taking a year off because I fucking hated tennis more than anything else in the world. Like, and so, I tell Coach Zit that, hey, I'm gonna play again. I just want to have fun out there. And this was one of our first matches of the year, if not the first of the year. And so we're playing Crown. I, like our teammates, I watched film all week, and knew that we had a good chance coming in, but you show up for war as you would. And just this friendly individual, extremely friendly. Like, he was very self-aware that, like, hey man, like, I played a little JV in high school, but like, it's about it. And we shared a bench. And I did in fact defeat him 6-0, 6-0. But such a friendly guy, and it kind of almost restored my faith in the sport of tennis that, like, hey, this is the right decision for me. I want to develop a lifelong love of this sport because of people like Mike. It's not about wins and losses. It's not about results. So about 3 months later, I think we had an early morning practice or lift. Probably not a lift because I didn't really show up for those very much. But I'm scrolling my phone, and as a journalism major, I'm on the Star Tribune website. And I just see this face that I recognize, and I'm like, oh, that's the guy that I played. But it's not a happy photo. It's a mugshot. This individual, Big Mike, we call him, was on the football team, and there was some mischief going on that was not consensual between upperclassmen and freshmen. Some might call it hazing. It certainly wasn't team building because of his actions. The team lost, I think, 2 to 3 players, Mike included. And his new team was the Hennepin County Jail roster. That's Big Mike.
I did not recall that you two shared a bench when you played against each other.
And let me tell you something, with Big Mike, there's a lot to love. Hence, we don't call him Little Mike. He's Big Mike. But yeah, we shared that bench. We chatted about sports, football. I told him I'm a big Packers fan. He was a Vikings fan. He gave me the classic Minnesota, And I said my line of, we all have our flaws, blah, blah, this and that. But yeah, we shared a bench.
We played Big Mike and Dubs too.
Oh yeah. Oh, part of that may have been our best win of the year. We did not have a good season together. We played well together, but we sucked as a team.
We had them in the first half. We had a few wins. We beat Augie. We beat the D2 school. I think we had a super close match against Carleton. We lost 9-8, remember?
Yeah, we should have won that shit. Yeah.
We almost beat it.
Yeah, we started very well.
You guys, I recall that same weekend. You defeated Jonas Lemon Iced Tea, or you were defeated by Jonas Lemon Iced Tea and partner. That was a good match.
That was the one.
Yeah. And we fucked it because we had it on your serve or my serve to win the match too, and we got broke.
We lost
after being on serve for the whole. We were on serve for the whole pro set, broke them, and then we're like, "Oh, sweet, we just got to hold now," and we didn't.
Yeah,
but
it was probably my serve, and I probably choked up because it's what I do when it comes to pressure.
Not
anymore though.
I'm kind of curious, Bart. What is my wife? What does that mean?
My wife. It's a tribute to our brother Borat. No, don't do the dab cough.
What? I was just coughing. I was just coughing.
You knocked David out of the call again.
Yeah.
That was the most ironic timing ever.
I didn't get super creative.
Last week, when I sneezed, you left the chat.
Yeah.
At the exact same time. So it looked like I dabbed you out.
Well, I gotta go here in a few minutes. Do you want to do that when I leave?
Yeah, sure. Should we time it up?
Yeah, so it's at 27:52 right now. When the clock hits 28:30, sneeze.
All right. So we have no. We have 30 more seconds till this episode is gonna end. So
I just want to say this. I'll leave with this. This is before the Australian Open, but I'm not shy about politics. I'm a left-leaning individual myself. Djokovic getting slammed for playing some wheelchair tennis to show how difficult of a sport it is. It's just ludicrous. It's headline readers that see him and they're like, "Oh, well, he's able-bodied. Why is he doing that?" It's bullshit.